Hello, it is Jack Gill and welcome back to Anfield Agenda. This is this week's late night agenda. Not this week's, today's late night agenda. It is Thursday, nearly the end of the week. And for the first time today, I heard a new name for a Thursday. And apparently it's called Tiptoe Day, because if you stand on your tiptoes, you can see the weekend. So happy Tiptoe Day to all of you lot. Yeah, we've got lots of news to talk about today. Thank you all for joining me. I am absolutely loving this brand new setup that I've got here. It looks good, doesn't it? It looks good. I look a bit more professional than I did before. Sorry for the delay to this stream. Me and Connor were trying to set up everything behind the scenes, trying to get the streaming site that we use. Of course, we've ended up using StreamYard, but hopefully they'll all be in place for you lot for Saturday's game. I cannot wait. And remember, you've got to join me live for that watch along, because if I get a good amount of views, I'll go bald. It's as simple as that. So make sure you join. And if you want more people to join so that I do end up going bald, you're going to have to like, subscribe and share the absolute shit out of it. And then I promise you, you'll see a bald Jack. But only if you like do your work. Anyway, before I get into all the nitty gritty news of the day, including all the stuff surrounding Naby Keita, I'm going to let you know and remind you, for all the people that usually join me, the sponsors of today's video. And that is, of course, Manscaped. Now, Manscaped have recently launched their brand new Performance Package 4.0. And that includes the Lawnmower 4.0. That's the all-improved lawnmower, not the 3.0. We've gone to bigger and better things now, 4.0. And that includes, it also includes ball deodorant. You get 2 free gifts with it. The ear and nose weed whacker trimmer. It's brilliant. And I tell you, I've recently got into Manscaped. Without Manscaped, it's relatively hard to keep a large package in shape, looking fine. It's hard to usually have to get the garden shears out, and that's how I, trim down there. But I discovered Manscaped, and I promise you, I've not looked back since. They're the best in men's grooming, and you won't look back either. It's also glow in the dark. You can use it in the dark, and it's waterproof. So get yourself candles around the bath, sit in the bath, and go ham on it. Make sure you're looking good for the women. Or, if you're inclined that way, for the men, whatever, just make sure you're looking good down there, because it's the key. I'm telling you, you will all turn into shaggers. But anyway, enough of the Manscaped. We'll get into the news of the day. But before that, I just want to read out a few of your comments for the start of the video. What news do you lot want to talk about? Well, my comments aren't loading, so that's great. I hope this stream's coming through okay. But the comments aren't loading, so I don't know if Connor's able to fix that for me. I'm just going to drop him a message now to let him know, see if he can do anything. But anyway, we'll get into the news. We won't wait for that. So firstly, we want to talk about Real Madrid, because they are interested in Trent Alexander-Arnold, according to reports today. Real Madrid want to sign our man Trent. And it's from Liverpool Echo that I'm reading this out from. It says, Real Madrid could be in the market for a new right-back next to Danny Carvajal. Having on their radar is Trent, Atal and Reece James. However, the 22-year-old Liverpool man signed a new long-term contract in July that keeps him at the club until 2025 as an academy graduate playing for his boyhood club, who recently signed a new long-term contract. It's extremely unlikely that the Los Blancos will be able to attempt the English international away from Anfield anytime soon. Let me just. There we go. I've got you back. I've got the comments. It's all sorted. It's all sorted now. But for anyone that's missed, I'm going to say it again. I don't know how it came through, so I'll say it again. Real Madrid want Trent. They can't fucking have him. It's as simple as that. Apparently they've got 3 on their radar. They're going to have to look at the other 2 because Trent is going nowhere. I saw before there was someone in the stream that suggested that he might go elsewhere after 2025. Why would he want to? You know, he's a young Scouser. He's playing for his boyhood club. Why would you want to leave? You're living the dream. Hopefully we continue winning trophies because he's the best right back in the world. He deserves to keep on winning trophies. So I can't see him going anywhere. I don't want him to go anywhere. And quite simply put, this kid ain't going anywhere. Trent will stay. And there we go. Let's have a look in the comments to see what's going on here. Adam Carberry says, you have the worst internet ever, mate. Yes, I know. The difficulty is for me, and I don't want to tell you everything that's going on, but the difficulty is, I'm in between houses at the moment. So finding a, constant Wi-Fi connection is a bit of a struggle, but fingers crossed after tomorrow, everything should be a lot better. And if it's not, I promise you lot that we will be sorting everything out to try and make sure that I get this sorted. So don't worry if for now it's not great. It will be in the short term, in the short future. I promise you that for sure. So there may be a few issues in the short term, but like this, as you can see with my background and stuff, we are working on getting everything fixed and in tip-top condition for you guys. So please bear with me and don't turn on me just because I have the Wi-Fi of a McDonald's. So yeah, stick with me, and if it's bad, let me know in the comments. If it improves at any point, let me know as well, because that's greatly appreciated, because then I'll be able to sort it, and then hopefully everything will be good. I did purposely go off before so that I could get your comments, though I didn't crash. I purposely refreshed my screen so that I could see all your comments. Let's have a look at all the others. LFC for life says, our star man Trent Alexander-Arnold, he ain't fucking leaving. Yeah, like from the Wolf of Wall Street, he ain't fucking leaving. He ain't fucking leaving. It's as simple as that. So anyone, Real Madrid, any other people interested, he's going nowhere. Let's have a look. Anything else? Macaulay, who it looks like has a picture of me as his profile picture. Very interested. Kind of creeped out, but very interested. So yeah, thanks for that, Macaulay. Appreciate it. But he says, Jack is amazing. His Wi-Fi doesn't matter. When his Wi-Fi is perfect, you'll like him as much as Craig like I do. Well, I don't really get that last part, but there you go. Yeah, thank you for that, Macaulay. And top profile picture, mate. Really appreciate it. Anything else? Adam Carberry says, fair enough, man. All good. Still love the streams. Yeah, I've got a new job. I'm in between houses. Haven't worked out where I'm going to be yet, whether I'm going to be here permanently or elsewhere. If I'm here permanently, that's one thing we'll do, upgrade the Wi-Fi. And it's one thing we're looking at doing in the next couple of days. So yeah, for Saturday, it should be a lot better. And if it's not, I'll move closer to the Wi-Fi box or something to make sure it's sorted. So there we go. Macaulay, no, keep it. Why not? Suxy says audio is a bit off. Let me move the microphone a bit closer. That probably sounds horrible. I beg your pardon. It's not my arse. It's just me moving the microphone. So there you go. Anything else? Trent's not going anywhere, says Gamer Dint. I agree. Wayne Colestin says, quite simply, give realistic news. Yep, I'd also agree. Anything else? People mentioning the laggy McDonald's connection, completely agree. Boss says, no, we need our Scouser. Yeah, exactly. He's the Scouser in the team. He ain't going anywhere. I tell you that for free. He's going absolutely nowhere. So why waste another minute on this news story? Nothing story. That's exactly what it is. So there we go. Also, before I go any further and tell you more news, there's only 162 people in this chat right now. We usually have at least double that for these late night agendas, even though, now I'm doing them, it's probably going to change to the early night agenda. This is going to be something that is more frequent and probably a more frequent time of these shows. So what I need you to do is copy and paste the URL, share it on social media, spam that like button and make sure you subscribe. Let's, work our way up the YouTube algorithm and get this watched by much more people. Let's try and get double the amount of people in this chat before the end of the stream. I would very much really appreciate that. Macaulay, who seems to be my biggest fan right now, he says, could you make your own channel, please? No, and I'll tell you for why, as Nessa says. I'll tell you for why. It's because I'm going to be on here more often. So get used to it. Get used to me being on here. I don't need my own channel because I'm on here a lot now. So there we go. LFC for Live says, if he was to leave, what would you say his price tag would be? Well, I'll tell you, mate. Trent Alexander-Arnold is priceless. I couldn't possibly put a price tag on him. It's as simple as that. He's not for sale. There's not a single amount of money that would make me sell Trent Alexander-Arnold because you can't replace him. Is there anybody else in the world that could give us what Trent Alexander-Arnold gives us? Absolutely fucking not. So there we go. We're moving on. Can't be asked to talk about this. It's bollocks. He's going nowhere. Simple as that. Someone's just put here. Caballero. He says, what about 150 million for Trent? No chance. No amount of money can persuade me otherwise. Because how do you replace him? How do you replace him? I can't think of anyone because there is no one that could provide what he provides. So yeah, irrelevant. We're moving on. Anyway, the next piece of news, which we're rubbing our hands together and going choo-choo, because Jude Bellingham, choo-choo Bellingham as Craig calls him. We're on the hype train. Are you? Well, let me get you on the hype train with this piece of news. Liverpool are keen to sign Borussia Dortmund midfielder Jude Bellingham, and that is according to Bild's Christian Falk, who seems to be hot on his Germany news, doesn't he? Hot on his Bundesliga news. And he thinks Liverpool have a firm interest in Choo-Choo Bellingham, Jude Bellingham. This is one that I've said for a while now, you know, when he joined Dortmund and things were going good in the Champions League, when, you know, he looked good against City in the Champions League last season. I said then, I want to sign him. You know, not only is he a very special player, would massively improve our midfield and be a Liverpool player for many, many years, maybe a potential Liverpool captain for the future. You know, as well as that, imagine hearing Hey Jude on the cop. You know, the Beatles song, Hey Jude, being belted on the cop. I don't see a reason why we shouldn't be signing this fella. Throw every single penny at him. It's worth it. You know, just for the song on the cop alone, it's worth it. And then when you add his ability as well, take all the bags of money that we have, bear in mind we're skint, take everything. You know, let's not spend for 5 seasons and then throw everything at Jude. Do that, FSG. Hear me out. Let's have a look. Stephen Robinson says, will we pay the price for Jude Bellingham? Well, if you believe the journalists, they believe that we would be willing to pay big price tags as long as it's a generational talent that we're paying for. And Jude Bellingham is a generational talent. It's as simple as that. So therefore, yes, we should pay the price. It really is that simple for me. You know, I understand not spending a ridiculous amount of money and, you know, wages on Haaland because you're paying more with Mino Raiola and then you're competing with probably every top club in Europe. But with Jude Bellingham, it's a completely different story. And for me, personally, the closest thing I've seen to Steven Gerrard since he retired. So there we go. Anyway, back into the comments. Doku and Jade, Oh, where's that come from? Doku and Jude will be perfect for the future, says Tobias Bach. Completely agree. I really, really do. Anything else? Javed Triple M says, we can get Bellingham. He is a Liverpool fan, Jack, in an England video with Reece James. Stevie G is his idol. Listen, Javed, we're going to get Bellingham in. I'll be honest with that. But he's not a Liverpool fan. He's a Birmingham City fan. Just because your idol is Steven Gerrard doesn't mean you support that club. But he probably has a soft spot for Liverpool. Who wouldn't? But yeah, he's a Birmingham City fan. Just putting that there because I've seen it. You know, I've seen it from a few different people. It's not just you, Javed, that's said that about him being a Liverpool fan, but he's not. He supports Birmingham City. Username says, how much do you reckon Jude will cost, Jack? I think 100 million. It'll be difficult to get him this summer, obviously because of Dortmund are likely to lose Haaland. I don't think they'll lose both in the summer transfer window. I think they'll try and keep hold of Jude for a season longer. But I think that summer after, we have to go all out and sign him because it would just be perfect. It really would. Markings is asking why he got muted on Macaulay. I don't control any of that, mate. So you're asking the wrong person. I quite liked Macaulay. So there you go. Anything else here? It probably was for spamming because I know our mods are very hot on spammers. Anything else here? Matt Halliday says, after the World Cup, he will probably be worth more. Yeah, I agree. And I do think we'll try and tempt him away in the summer, but it's whether Dortmund would allow him to go. They're likely to lose Haaland. In fact, I'd say it's pretty much guaranteed that they'll lose Haaland next summer. Will they want to let him and Bellingham go? It would then mean a huge rebuild. And I think I saw in that Christian Falk report that doesn't really like signing Dortmund players, which is a bit confusing, but potentially understandable. A former manager of Dortmund, but with the player he is, it doesn't matter where he's at. We have to get him. Phenomenal player, would be perfect. Let's get it done. And I know John W. Henry often comments in these streams. So John, if you're watching, you know what to do, mate. But yes, more comments from you guys. Do you think we will sign someone in January? Yes, I do. We've seen already we're short in the midfield options. Shock, Naby Keita's injured again. Thiago's picked up a knock. Harvey Elliott's out for a while. We have to. We're short. Our replacement for Gini Wijnaldum's got a long-term injury and he's 18 years old and he was already a part of the squad. That's Harvey Elliott I'm talking about by, for the people that aren't switched on. Naby is made out of breadsticks and prawn crackers. And, Thiago's obviously injured at the minute as well. And Ox is really out of form at the moment and I don't know how to get him back in it. So there we go. John W. Henry, they're confirming it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Choo-choo. Get Jude in. Happy days. Keita's injured, says Work. Yes, he is. I was wrong the other night. I thought that it would have been planned that he plays 45 minutes and happy days. He starts against Brentford, but no. He was confirmed that he was taken off with a slight knock. And I believe the club have confirmed that he will miss the weekend game as well against Brentford. So therefore, I think the midfield for the weekend is most likely to be Fabinho, Henderson, and either Milner or Curtis Jones. That's my opinion on that. Choco, he quite simply says, "Hey Jude, yeah, let's get that trending tonight on Twitter. As many people as you can. Just type 'Hey Jude.' Let's get it trending." There we go. Matt Halliday says, "Keita kicks a ball and his legs snap." Yeah, they do. I wouldn't say snap, but his hammies are made out of a cheese string, to be honest with you. And, there's you could probably put together his body made out of like things that snap really easy. So like breadsticks, prawn crackers, cheese strings. That's probably what he's made with, to be honest with you. Apparently Keita's an IKEA flat pack. There we go. A super chat, the first one of the evening. And it's from 1975. Jamrock, who quite simply says Harvey wasn't part of the squad last year, 1 for 1. Yeah, but Genie was. And we lost him. So I don't really understand that. Javed says Keita is a great player if he's not injured. Yeah, I completely agree. But he gets injured too frequently, and that's the issue. And that's what we were worried about going into this season. No one doubts the ability of Naby Keita. He's had plaudits at the start of the season, not just for his ability and his stunner at the weekend, but it's also the fact that he's also adapted a bit to become more Gini Wijnaldum, which is clearly something Klopp and Pep Linders have worked on with him. He's doing the simple stuff a lot more. But it's not it's not just his injuries, it's also the timing of his injuries. It always seems to be when he's coming into form. He scores that banger at the weekend, gets injured. Was it a risk playing him in the Carabao Cup? I think so, personally. I really do. But there you go. I can see a few people asking if I can sing a little song for Jude Bellingham. Wait, be patient. I will do in due course. Partly because I need to check the terms and conditions to make sure that I won't get copyrighted for it. Because, just because. So there we go. Macaulay says I can see us signing Adeyemi, and yeah, I agree. Also, 1975 Jamrock with another. Thank you again for that. Genie out Harvey, and that's 1 for 1. That's math. Yeah, but Harvey's now injured, so it's not 1 for 1 anymore, mate, is it? So do the math. Sorry, by the way, because you've sent me £2 and I've just proved you wrong. It's just banter, mate. Chill out. Don't come at me for that. Yeah, simple. Keita will shine this season, says Alex Wolf. I hope so. He's got to keep fit first. Daddy Wolf says, can me myself sing a song? Sing you a song? Well, you can, but I don't know how you're going to do that. So there we go. Anyway, we're going to go into more news because at the end of the day, that's what you're here for. And we've been talking Naby. So here's a story about Naby. According to reports today, again, this one's coming from Christian Falk. Naby Keita is set to snub a contract renewal with the Reds if he is not given a more prominent role within the team. Maybe that was one of the reasons why we haven't signed a midfielder. More game time for Naby. He's contracted till 2023, so only a couple of years more. If he's not going to sign a new contract, you expect Liverpool to sell him either in January or the summer. Really, we need to get this sorted soon, especially if he's stalling on it. We can't afford another genie. You know, we spent £50 million on Naby, 50 bags. It's a lot of dough. And we've not got the Naby that we wanted yet, have we? So, firstly, he himself has himself to blame for him not playing much because he can't get a rhythm because he's always getting injured. So, I don't really understand it. He's had a lot more to play in the start of this season, hasn't he? But now he's got injured again. So I just can't work it out, to be honest. But hopefully he's not out for long. He'll come straight back into the team. With Harvey Elliott's injury and Thiago's too, he's more likely to get more game time. Will he start against City? Who knows? That would be a big thing for Naby. If he starts against City, that would be a big sign for him. Maybe that would, force his hand to sign this new deal. So there we go. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know. Am I chatting shit? Do you understand where Naby's coming from? Because I don't. I really don't. He only has himself to blame. Get fit. Because when he's fit, he gets more game time. It's as simple as that. And he will get more this season than he did last if he manages to stay fit. It really is that simple. It's on him. Anything else? Did Naby pick up a knock, says Adam Carberry? Yes, he did. Klopp is better than Pep, says Kian Core. I thought that was common knowledge. David Newell says, make up your own song, Jack. Can't get copyright on a song you've made up yourself. Yeah, but it's just not Hey Jude, is it? And if Jude comes, it would be made from Hey Jude. It's as simple as that. Beatles song on the cop, Jude Bellingham. It makes sense. Macaulay says, Mbappe dreams in the mud. Yeah, we didn't want him anyway. It's as simple as that. He plays with us on FIFA. He's twerking for us. He's there like Shakira twerking for us, but he's going to end up with Real Madrid. Second best, if you ask me. Shubham Singh says Bundesliga fraud. I think he's referring to Jude Bellingham there. And Shubham, I'll quite simply say to you, get to know ball, because if you think Jude Bellingham is a fraud, you're dumb. He's an absolute baller. He'd fit in like a glove. And he's the sort of player that we'd have to watch Liverpool with a box of tissues out. Closest thing since Gerrard. He'd excel in the Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, back in your box. Einstein. Anything else? Kian quite simply says that. And there we go. With that, who would you take between Pedri and Jude? Well, let's be honest. I'd take both of them. I think they're both very good young players. But I want Jude. And I think that's more likely to happen, if I'm honest. So there we go. Macaulay saying people forget how young Jude is. Yeah, absolutely that as well. Here he is, 1975 Jamrock, back with another one. And this time, it's more. He's given us a... He says, so we should have got 2 Genie replacements. One to cover Harvey if he gets injured. When does that other replacement play if Harvey isn't injured? Well, we didn't replace Shaqiri either, did we? So, again, math. Harvey's covering 2 different players there. So, if you get one in, is that too simple for you? Who knows? Clearly, you're simple, Jamrock, clearly. But, yeah, I'm not taking the mick, by the way. This is literally just friendly banter. I understand where you're coming from. I personally would have rather a forward in the summer than a midfielder. So, because it looks like Harvey's transitioned to a midfielder now. So for me, I'd have rather us got a forward. Both would have been nice, but that was never going to happen, let's be honest, because we're tight bastards. So, yeah, I just don't get where you're going with this, Jamrock, to be fair. We'll move on. Paul says, do you think we'll have another injury crisis in the midfield this season? I don't think we'll have an injury crisis, no. I love Tyler Morton, and he proved that he's a very good player, even, in the first team the other night. He's a really good talent. He looked confident. There was a bit of everything, that he could provide and everything he could do. For me, I don't think we'll have an injury crisis. Do I think we left ourselves a bit short in the summer? Yes, I did. I do still. And I think it could be, up front as well. But at the minute, we've got Minamino and Origi in form. But we know they're players that may drop in and out of form. So, yeah, both are a bit of a worry position for us, in my opinion. But the key is keeping Naby fit. It's as simple as that. It's keeping Naby fit. Another super chat from Jamrock, who's clearly willing to go into his wallet to have this debate with me. And he says, fam, Minamino wasn't here. That's Shaqiri's replacement. He was here until January, mate. Fucking hell, you're hard work. Yeah, look, let's just agree to disagree. We still left ourselves short. Yep, Minamino wasn't here since January. Fair enough. If that's the options that you want, then absolutely fine. I just want what's best for the football club. I wanted us to upgrade our options, improve our options, and not leave us a bit short. Because let's face it, even last season at times, we're a bit short. Curtis Jones probably got more game time than we'd have expected him to. So yeah, for me, yeah, let's just leave it there. Let's just leave it there. Who's in your first 11 and then 3 subs? Is this for the weekend? Yeah, I'm going to take it for the weekend. Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, and Matip, of course. Then left back Andy Robbo, Fabinho, Curtis, and Hendo. And then I think it'll be Salah, Mane, and Bobby. That's what I'm calling for this weekend. My opinion. I think Bobby will play an hour, come off, and then I think coming on will be Jota, Milner, and Kostas Simi, world class. It's as simple as that. That's his new name from me. So there we go. Jack, let's do this. If Haaland signs for Liverpool, will you go bald? If Haaland signs for Liverpool, I'll do a live late night agenda of me sat in this chair, manscaping my whole body from head to toe. I'll even do my eyebrows. I'll do everything. I'll go completely bald. There won't be a single hair on my body. Obviously, I won't be able to prove the bits from below here. I'll do my legs. I'll do my arms. I'll do everything. I'll manscape the shit out of me. It ain't happening. It's as simple as that. We'll move on. Macaulay with some sense. There we go. He's saying clip. Yeah, feel free to clip that up because you can hold me to your word. It ain't happening. We ain't signing. Matthew thinks that's a bit much. It might come across as a bit too much. But what I'm trying to put across here, look, you all know I love a waffle. What I'm trying to put across at the end of the day is that we ain't getting Haaland. So I ain't getting Manscaped. It's as simple as that. Anyway, next up, bit more news. Apparently, Loris Karius is finally off. I don't have any party poppers to, but yeah, if I could, I would. It's about time. He's been a German model for the last few years. I don't know how or why we're still paying his wages. He can't play football. He's clearly not a part of our plans. I think, Marcelo Pitaluga is above the pecking order above him in the pecking order, sorry. So, yeah, I can't. No, just get rid. I don't understand why we've not released him already. Get him off our books. I don't understand it at all. I don't get it. Get rid. Bye. But anyway, I'll read out the news. Swiss side Basel are planning to make a second attempt. They've done it before, apparently. Why didn't we just say, have him for free, we'll pay you, ta-ra. But anyway, the 28-year-old is in his final year of his contract at Liverpool. Thank God. And Basel could return after a deal failed to materialise in the summer transfer window. First of all, how did a deal fail to materialise? I saw at the time apparently it was personal terms over wages, which just sums up Loris Karius. He's happy to just sit at home with his dick in his hand and not play football. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I can't stand him. Yeah. And do you know what? Do you know what hurts? I actually rated Karius, and then Kiev happened, blamed it on concussion, and since it's clearly him, because I think Liverpool will have done everything possible to try and offload this guy, but it's clearly him just going, I'm under contract. There you go. Which there's one side of this that goes, we're stupid enough to give him a contract this long, when and then freeze him out. But at the same time, in this hand, you've got the fact that, and I just like Ben, I don't understand why. In this hand, he's well within his rights to do that. In the second hand, you're an absolute dick. Just leave. You're a footballer, want to play football. You ain't going to get it with us. What are you doing? But clearly he's happy, modeling German underwear and other stuff. He's got a great head of hair on him, hasn't he? So, yeah, whatever. If we sell Karius, will you manscape in celebration? No. If we sell Karius, I don't know. I don't know. I'll just have a smile on my face. So there. But yeah, it would just be about time. So better late than never, I suppose. But it should have happened ages ago. So you don't deserve anything for if we sell Karius, because it should happen. Brian Morrissey says he couldn't even get in the Union Berlin team. Yeah, just retire, mate. Just realise a different career path. Go into sales or something, or modeling. He's doing good at that. Why don't you do that full time? Or maybe be an inventor, create excuses for being shit in a Champions League final, because he's really good at that, isn't he? Just go out there and invent. Oh, every time a player does shit in a game, he can turn around and support them and be their lawyer and say, no, it's because of this. That's what he should be. That's what he should do. That's a good idea. That should be his next career path. If you've got any other career paths for Karius, put it in the comments. Jack, do we get Haaland and Jude? Wow. We're not getting Haaland, so let's stop that. Let's part that there. Jude, I hope we get, but that's not even that likely. So, no, definitely not, Andy. Definitely not. Anything else here? 1975 Jamrock says, Jordan Henderson wouldn't have been here if we adapted that mentality, because many Liverpool fans wanted him gone after his first 2 seasons. I think you like it disagreeing with everything I say, Jamrock. I don't understand that. I don't understand what I've said that you've compared that to Loris Karius, because I think it's a complete different boat between Jordan Henderson and Loris Karius. Henderson was never completely frozen out of the squad. It was never clear that Henderson would never play for Liverpool again, whereas it is with Karius. So, in your words, do the math. Paul Abraham says, does Karius leaving open a spot in the squad? I don't think it does, because I don't think he's been included in our squad. I might be wrong, but from what I read, he wasn't going to be included in our squad. So I don't know whether that changed after selling Shaqiri or what, but I think he's not even included in our squad for the league. So I don't understand it. I don't get it at all. He says, no, this isn't about Karius. Who's it about then? Because I don't understand who else I was talking about, so or saying about a place in the squad. So just, yeah, we'll move on. I'm not going to buy anymore. Anything says in the comments. LFC quite simply says to Karius, I think this is a message to Karius. Karius, if you're watching, just go, kiss, sign it as you were, LG, done. Anything else? Oh, this is interesting. Non-Liverpool, you'll get people in the comments going, this is a Liverpool channel. Why are you speaking about Everton? Because I want to, because it's a football channel. So there we go. And by the way, thank you for people for sharing this and liking the stream, because, we're getting more views. The views are going up and up and up. So thank you. Continue to do that. If you've just joined, stay. If you've not watched us before, subscribe, click that notification button and share this. Let's get us up that YouTube algorithm. Let's get more and more people watching, because we have a laugh in here, don't we? And the more people watching, the more people in the comments, the better the stream. It's as simple as that. That's how these kind of streams work. But here's a good question about James Rodriguez. I understand it from an Everton point of view. You can look at it and go from a raw talent perspective, he's the best player in Everton squad, or at least up there as one of the best. But he gets injured relatively frequently. His excuse for not playing the last couple of games of the season for Everton was ridiculous. He's on over 200k a week. We saw reports in the summer about Everton struggling with financial fair play, didn't we? Get him off your books. Makes sense. If he's not in Rafa's plans, get rid. Qatar, bye-bye, ta-ra. Next up, Jack, could you please buy Liverpool with all of the donations? I'd try my best, but I think it's going to take a lot more than that. But yeah, I've got a piggy bank here, so I can put them all in there, and then we'll see what we got at the end of it. Probably not even 100th of what it'll cost. Definitely not even 100th of what it will cost. But, you know, maybe if I'm doing this for my entire life, pass it on to my kids, they do it for their entire lives, pass it on to their kids and about 20 other generations, then potentially from the donations I can do that. There we go. Update on Bobby. I believe he's back in training. I'm hoping that we'll see some part of him against Brentford. I think personally he'll start against Brentford, play a good hour, and then he'll return to the bench. Don't forget as well, next Tuesday we are in action. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? One or the other. I think it's Tuesday. We're in action in the Champions League away at Porto as well. So squad rotation, we're going to see a bit more of that too. Paul Abraham says, Jack, is it confirmed if Michael Edwards is leaving the club? No, nothing confirmed yet. From what I've read, I think James Pearce said that he believes and Liverpool believe that he will be staying. I don't know whether it's done to get him more money. I don't know whether, you know, he's just seeing who else is interested. Apparently, I think it was Real Madrid that were interested. But also, I believe the sporting director at Dortmund, his contract is up this summer. So maybe if Michael Edwards is to go, will we see him coming in? Would make sense, wouldn't it? It would make sense. Kean Course is nice, hoodie, Jack. Thank you. I get that a lot. It's from the Nike outlet store, Cheshire Oaks. Lovely. I love it. Can't complain. Yeah, and it's Nike. So there we go. Macaulay says, Jack, do you play FIFA? Yes, I do. I'll be getting FIFA 22 next week. It's going to drive me crazy. I'm the sort of FIFA player that gets really, really angry. I can't stand the fact that this year I'm definitely going to get whopped on Weekend League 5-0 by someone, and then Oliver Twist by Ardy will come on, and I'll get through some controllers, because the last thing I want to hear when I've just been slapped 5-0 is Oliver Twist by Ardy. So yeah, there's going to be a few controllers broken, and maybe that's something I can do going forward. Streaming Field Agenda, it's something I can certainly talk to Craig and Connor about time at the minute, but I will on weekends, and I will, you know, I still will want to stream. Then let me know if that's something you'd want. Can you do a Liverpool YouTube? Tobias says, yeah, do you know what? Maybe. I'll talk to Craig and Connor about it and we'll see. Jamar Spence says, how is Trent injury? He's not injured. He should be back for the weekend. So yeah, just an illness for Trent. So there we go. Somebody asking what the news was for Trent. He's clearly just come on, so I'll let people know because I did it right at the start of the video. Trent has been linked with Real Madrid, but he ain't fucking going there. It's like a Leo DiCaprio scene, you know, in Wolf of Wall Street, in Walking In. I ain't fucking leaving because everyone knows he ain't going anywhere anyway. He's the scouser in our team. He's playing for his boyhood club. He's winning trophies. He's won the Champions League. He's won the Premier League. He's playing under the best manager in the world. Why would he leave? Simple as that. He's still so young as well. There's no chance he leaves Liverpool, certainly in the short-term future, and I don't think he'll ever leave Liverpool. I think he'll want to play and become Liverpool captain in the future. That's just my opinion. Paul Abraham says, Jack, do you think FSG didn't sign another player because of the stadium expansion? I think that's part to play. I think being careful of their finances because of that, but I think saying purely because of that is just an excuse. You know, we're one of the best clubs in the world. You only have to look at how much we've earned over the last few years. Every club's operated on a bit of a loss compared to other years due to COVID and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we're still earning a lot of money. What did we do with our Champions League winning money? John W. Henry went on Sky and said live that, you know, he was going to reinvest that, but we signed Sepp Vandenberg and that was it. So yeah, I don't get it, me. I'm not a finance expert, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, I've got the time for a couple of more, and then I'm going to disappear and have my tea. Which paper did that come from? It's Spanish reports. We know what they're like, but I found it on Liverpool Echo. Just saying that it's been reported in Spain, that's all. Macaulay says, I can see Ox starting on the weekend. I can't. He's not earned it at all. Tyler Morton deserves a start more than Ox at the minute. He's really out of form. Kian Core says, Jack, will you be watching the AJ fight? Yes, I absolutely will. I love boxing. Craig and Connor lucky enough to be there. I'm really jealous, but at least I get to do the watch along at the weekend. You're stuck with me for that. So let's have a look. John W. Henry says, do you think Klopp will give Tyler Morton some first team minutes this season? I think he'll start against Preston in the Cup. That's my opinion. What else says here? Andy Kirkman says, is Anfield agenda going on the road anytime in the near future? It would be mint. Now, this is where I'm going to leave it. Maybe we're working on one or two things behind the scenes. Maybe there's conversations going on. Maybe we're trying to find the best place. The best thing to do is if you want us somewhere, pay for us. No, I'm joking. If you want us to go somewhere, just let us know where you want us to go. We'll have a look. We'll price things up and we'll see what to do. Craig has spoken before about, if we get to finals, we'll certainly do a live show for that. But yeah, us going on the road, us going on a bit of a tour, or going somewhere and doing a live show somewhere is certainly something that we are looking at. The three of us, maybe Steve as well. But yeah, certainly something we're looking at. And that's where I'm going to leave you. Thank you for joining me for this stream. I really hope you have enjoyed it. It's good. I won't be back tomorrow because I'm trying to sort out the Wi-Fi, so I won't be here tomorrow. However, make sure you lot join me on today. Liverpool Brentford live watch along. Craig and Connor are away, so I'll be doing all the match reaction and stuff as well. Before the watch along, I'll be live on YouTube. I am doing all the match day content on Saturday. It's going to be tough for me, so make sure you join me live. Please give me moral support. I need all the support I can get, and maybe if we break records, this lovely moped I've got, it will go. So join me on Saturday for all the streams. I'll be sharing as much information as possible on social media. Make sure you join me. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I will see you all on Saturday. Up the Reds.